they desperately need to win with this last pick could fall apart very quickly. Something that Ivory need to keep in mind as we get into this game number 1, folks. Lower bracket bonanza here between these two teams. Only one can proceed. I'm surprised that we don't see any jabbing at each other or poking at each other just yet. I guess it's business time. No more messing around.
That's how you know the game is important. Nobody wants to mess around. Everybody is really dialed in, full focus on the game, trying to plan on, do we pop our smoke late? How are we going to go first blood? Are they stronger at us at level 1?
Yeah, I was before we start the game out, I wanted to bring up this point because DreamLeague, you know, it's always been an online tournament and it comes right after TI. So a lot of teams obviously are using this to test out their new lineup. But I was speaking to one or two of the coaches of some of these rosters competing in the closed qualifiers, and they said, like, if you're a team right now and you're trying to solidify things and get a good start into the new season, you can't afford to miss this tournament. Like, this qualification actually means a lot because outside of the money, outside of the setting of it being an online tournament, it's your chance to kind of prove your stack against some of these other teams and kind of get a better idea about where you stand, the taste of internet. Most of the time, if you're competing against other international opponents, it's at a LAN, right? And those are so difficult to secure slots in. So hopefully, I mean, Ivory, they've, again, sort of similar situation with a lot of these other close qualifier Southeast Asia teams. They just haven't really quite gotten there yet. And maybe Teehee is the one that can bring them over the edge.
The problem with the SEA teams, you don't get good scrim opponents because we are not as strong as other regions, right? So
Sure.
The inter-regional scrims, the inter-regional opponents, those are not the best opponents for you. If you want to improve, you need to be able to play against the stronger ones.
Yeah, for sure.
Either you risk the ping or you have to move somewhere which costs money, you know. So it's a very tough situation to be in.
I mean, DreamLeague is a very convenient reason to go to Europe and compete with some of the best. The pubs there are, you know, widely, I guess, described to be the best quality. So, I mean, right now, you play from maybe Philippines or at least where I'm from, Singapore to Western Europe. You get a cute little 250 ping, you know, press a Bane sleep, you take a nap, and only then your opponent actually starts being in the nightmare.
I mean, you can use VPN. Maybe it helps.
True. Yeah, I'm not the best at all this networking stuff. All I do is suffer in Southeast Asia server. Much like all of our peers here on the lobby. Any particular lane that you think will suffer a lot here, or do you think everything will just be fine? You think there's going to be a lot of aggression? What's the vibe for the first 5 to 10 minutes?
Probably the side lanes. I think the Ursa pick here kind of has to win his lane really hard because he is picked not for the benefit of the draft, but for the benefit of the lane.
Sure.
I'm also thinking whether the Abaddon is going to go Radiance, right? I mean, he's going to start with Helm, and I'm wondering, like, is he going to try to play a not so greedy role, you know? So, I mean, talking about a good start, the Ursa is already getting his first blood, first kill on the lane. I mean, this Darkseer against Ursa lane matchup is really tough for Darkseer. You know? So Tats was pulling the wave and he already died on the lane.
Yeah, what exactly is the mindset here for JG? Because obviously he wants to get close to the creep wave and sap EXP, but surely, you know, when you see a position 4 pull the wave, all you need to do is not die. Like, what's JG doing all the way up there?
You just go greedy, you know, wanted to get the last hits. Like, Dota is about a game of, like, respecting the power spikes of the heroes, how strong their heroes are at the lane. Sometimes at level 1, level 2, you just need to understand and chill, you know. Sometimes players just, in the heat of the moment, you don't feel good when you can't touch the creep as a core player.
Oh, for sure, yeah. It just doesn't feel right. So like, JG, he's gonna get some...
Why
am I even a core if I can't farm, right? Like, what the hell is the point?
Why am I in this lane? And then you hit the creeps and then that's it.
Oh, early TP, Lewis, level 3 rotation, 1 Sprout, 1 Blood Grenade. It's not enough to slow Drake down. Pretty fast on the bat there. Yeah, they kind of blocked themselves off. That is awkward. Lewis maybe going to try and look for it with another Sprout, but decides not to waste any more time. Goes back to the lane, and that is a first rotation gone wrong.
Good news is you're MP. You have 2 TPs.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't actually matter. I don't think he even missed a single creep.
But not as bad as some other hero.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, now that the Ursa has sort of had a bit more time down here, or rather the Darkseer has more time. He's at level 3, and this is the power spike that we always talk about, right? Level 2 Ion Shell. It's no longer really viable for you to stand up to him.
And you don't need to play the lane.
Yeah. Farm small camp, farm wave, rinse, repeat. What do you do in this situation now as Teehee? How do you actually stop this from happening, or do you just look elsewhere on the map?
You don't stop.
Uh-oh, Gabby, top lane. Being run down, nice sleep though. Blood grenade slowing Kuku down. He's trying to hide away in the tree line, but Drake keeping the vision. Turns around with a Lotus, but it doesn't seem to be enough. Drake dropping very low, but again surviving on a sliver. And Rupido's gonna start chasing down Kuku, forcing the Bane back. Early game start for Ivory, looking pretty solid so far.
Yeah, you were saying that what is the disruptor going to a sort of situation when the two enemy heroes are cutting waves and just not really playing the lane, right? You can definitely look for a rotation, and because if you move over to challenge the two heroes behind you, you're gonna take a lot of damage, or even worse, die. So you have to stay in close to the Ursa, close to the tower, and bide your moment to TP or gank through the gate. Those are the things that you have to be looking out for. Because the Ursa doesn't really need you as much in the lane.
Yeah, he's not gonna be under any threat here unless he really steps out of line, but really, it's JG who needs to be careful. Being run down right now. A glimpse pull back into the hands of Drake. They bounce him back into the Ursa. JG gets a cheeky little courier kill before he ends up going down there. Just a little bit of gold to make up for the fact that he's died for a second time now in this lane.
Consolation prize.
Yeah. They felt bad, you know, they were bullying him, they last picked the Ursa. They're like, okay, you know, we'll give you a little something. He is a man of peace, you know?
I mean, this is like the downside of not knowing your lane.
Oh damn, Kuku. Being glimpsed back. Nice flame break. There's so much repositioning, but Rupido's the one dropping low. That shield is gonna pop, but dodged out with a beautiful snowball. DJ on the money with the spell casting, and Kuku ends up surviving, sleep saving himself. Come on! The Godfather denies himself to a neutral creep. They're not able to take down Teehee, but that looked so promising for Ivory at the start until every single hero from Kukuys was like, absolutely not.
Yeah, this is the power of the MP in the early game. He's going to be able to do all this sort of TPing around. Every move you make, he's going to be there. So you have to expect the MP to TP in.
Haven't really been able to combine with Ken yet in the mid lane to try and make these plays. Once the Rolling Thunder comes out, that will be a bit of a different story maybe.
Yeah, I mean, with the Thunderbolt, he's going to be able to do a lot with the Rolling Thunder. I mean, the only issue with this this facet is this game he's up against the Bane Grip, which could be very, very hard for him to roll around, you know, until he gets a Lotus Orb.
You think he's gonna rush a Lotus Orb though?
Not rush, but at some point you probably buy Diffuser first and then get a Lotus second item.
Yeah, might just have to.
And bot lane Kuku is already behind enemy lines. Ursa is not level 6, one creep away. He's gonna get caught.
No enrage available. Oh, the Rolling Thunder though, sounds like it's happening in the mid lane, but we're watching this Ursa die for now. Looks like he's betrayed out. Lewis not able to join this fight because he was busy being caught out. But JG able to vacuum back the kill and gets a nice revenge kill onto the Ursa. So trade 1-for-1 across the map.
Who does this favor? I feel like it favors Ivory. The kill on MP is probably bigger than the Ursa kill here. Yeah. And they had to use the Rolling Thunder, but I think it's well worth it. So now with the MP dying, he's gonna have to decide that if he TPs now, he won't be able to TP to the Wisdom Shrine. So he's definitely like considering his options now. He's just gonna walk out, saving the TP just in case they need it to TP to the shrine to fight. They are moving towards the enemy top shrine on the Radiant side.
A little bit late though, right? I mean, Drake's just gonna be able to get this Wisdom Shrine.
I mean, the thing is, they knew that there was no role, so that's why they wanted to fight.
Up onto the high ground, the Rupido. He's in timeout. Gonna immediately TP and looks like it's just Kuku to die. But 4 enemy heroes coming in here. Ivory, Kuku's buying quite a lot of time. Ken does get the kill though, so further propelling him towards that early Diffusal Blade. Already has the Alacrity up.
Yeah, meanwhile, Darkseer gets left alone because of all the shenanigans that his teammate has been doing, like, pressuring the other side of the map. So he gets his helm done. He is actually the richest core on Dyer after dying twice in a lane.
That's crazy. But you did say this yesterday, Winter, that... Oh, Rapido, getting caught out here, but... You mentioned, right? The Darkseer probably unrivaled in terms of his farming efficiency once he buys the helm compared to any other helm buyer on the map.
You always send the creep across with the Iron Shell. When your hero is farming another camp, that's all you can do. No other hero in the game can do that right now. I mean, he's probably the best one, or if not the best hero to play from behind. He can farm stacks and split the map with the helm really, really quickly. As reflected in his net worth right now, all of the costs on his team, even almost closing in on the Ursa, you know, which has already a couple of kills.
Yeah, the Ursa's had a free game so far. Eisen, apart from that one gank down bot, he's been looking pretty nice. Bit of a sleep here. Can buy time for the Enrage to wear off though. He just needs to jump over the cliff, needs to find an angle. He was hoping that maybe he could jump over, but it's an awkward position. Eisen caught out now in the tree line. He's blocked himself off. Where are the TPs? They've come in too late. Eisen will go down. DJ happy to give his life up for it. And they get anything more though. Looks like Lewis isn't escaping unscathed. Teehee still has that glimpse available, but not even needed. They might try and look for more. Just need the vision onto Kuku. He's a bit too quick though. No boots for now, but Drake hot on his heels, and they found the Bane. A glimpse back into the hands of Ken, and even more leverage for this Pango to get off to a better start. Double kill for Ken.
I was surprised they didn't TP sooner. They might have been able to save him. I mean, it wasn't 100% sure to save him, but it took
Were they
so
just
long.
baiting the Ursa? You think they were
I
like,
don't
oh,
know.
we...
I mean, it's your carry.
Yeah, yeah, I guess so. They traded the Ursa for even more of a boost
I think
to Ken's game.
regardless whether they bait the Ursa or not, they were going to full commit to kill him, you know, because it's the Ursa, you know, they want to bring him down. So surprised there wasn't a lot more commitment to save him.
Oh, Drake, this is so aggressive from him.
He got
think
lost.
he might be dead. Is he? He's on the wrong side of the map right now.
Lost in the woods, you know, he's fireflied up, he has the move speed, he's running up river, so he has the bonus.
Yeah, brother, where you going? Gabby with the rocket barrage gets a freebie for himself. Drake helping his former buddies out there. Okay.
That was he like trying to do the wall? He doesn't even have a wall, right?
Maybe he just assumed that the NP was there alone and was trying to be cheeky, trying to be annoying, but then Gyro just turns around the corner.
The thing
Hello!
is, like, he walked in under the vision, right? He went through the mid tower, so they knew he was kind of around the area. Yeah. So quite confusing while he was trying to.
Yeah, he really did get lost, huh? Like I don't really know what he was doing there.
Yeah, I think he probably felt like with the stoke present, he could just run in, see how many heroes were there, and run out.
Yeah, unfortunately not. Burns away a lot of his HP as well, which allows the homing missile and the rocket barrage to finish him off. Level 6 achieved on the Disruptor, though. They want to put this Static Storm and Rolling Thunder to use. A kill onto JG would be huge, given that he's just farming up a storm down here. But they read the move like a book. We talked about this yesterday. It seems like a bit of a trend for the Southeast Asian teams where they don't really set the map up for the moves that they need. Oh, this is awkward. Okay, well, Kuku, he's found someone. He's gonna buy time. I'm not sure whether the rest of the team is coming to help him. There they are, into a Static Storm, but Tiki's not gonna survive that. A very confusing chain of events. They probably thought they only had a Bane kill for free, but the rest of Kukuys just immediately rotate. Now they're TPing bot to further the chase, wanting to use that Fiend's Grip, find the Ursa. That would be so big for them.
I mean, the thing is, no hero is ever alone, right? When you're playing into Nature's Puppet, there's always a +1, and they were near the tower, so it could be a +2 instantly, you know. So that was like a risky play.
Oh, Battle Fury found Eisen. They're on the high ground, they're just trying to set up for it, find a good angle for the grip.
Same spot. Oh no.
In they come. Grip, and Rage doesn't come out in time. JG gonna get the wall as well. The NP not even needed for it. Just gonna throw the ultimate and get the last hit. Same spot twice in a row now that Ivory have lost their carry and have not been able to properly respond.
I mean, this has a lot to do with the previous move, right? When they gated and they died at top, they were supposed to find something at top and force people to TP top. But because they died there, there was like no pressure on the map, right? So Kukuys took full advantage. They moved towards the enemy jungle and they found the Ursa there. So that is, I think, really good on their part. I mean, you're starting to see the map being pressured a lot because the Darkseer is chopping the waves with the Iron Shell creep. And it's no risk, right? You can't really kill the hero when he's doing this, you know. There's like literally no danger at all the Darkseer is in.
Exactly.
And you're forced to like bring heroes, at least a core hero, to defend the lane. And because of that, the Ursa is in danger of dying. And whenever he does that, he needs to actually count on his team to either make a smoke play to protect him, or they are already smoking across the map to create a play on the other side and force rotations.
Unfortunately, Ivory are doing none of those things right now. Just a final completion of the Helm Dog for Rapido. So he at least has his own creep to maybe start returning the push on the other side of the map. For now, all tier 1 towers on the side lane still standing.
Yeah, this is the time where their lineup is going to feel sluggish, right? Slow. Both the cores are going to want to farm. They get a sleep onto Drake, but it seems like there will be no backup. And they have to somehow find a way to survive this, right? And the best thing to do right now is use the bat to shove out waves, and you cannot be worried about dying on the bat. Full cores are going to look for space to farm.
Yeah. Grip available in just about 12 seconds. Might just be looking for a play here on Kuku.
Yeah, Kuku is the one that they need to keep tabs on. He's the one that's going to set up everything.
Yeah.
Good shot block.
Vito might just have to be an ultimate pop if he wants to survive. The TPs are coming in now. He's leveling the ultimate at the very last moment. The sleep gonna be transferred over. It's just the disruptor being pulled in for now. Can they capitalize? They actually grip the disruptor. They just want to kill and they don't care who it's on.
No risk, you know. I think that was a understandable play, because they couldn't have known that if there were backup coming, you know, from the Pango or the Ursa. So they didn't want to take any risk there. I think it was a very reasonable play to grip him.
I mean, you also get him before he casts any of his spells, right? The Static Storm goes unused, so this is a free tower.
That is also another consideration, right? If you kill him, but he gets his Static Storm and Fuel on, let's say, 2 heroes, and the Pango TPs into roll, it could look ugly. So taking no risk there, that's how you know it is a do or die game, you know? Nobody wants
these
to
guys... Like, there hasn't been any joking at all. We were sitting in the lobby for quite a while, you know, these guys are all friends. No funny chatting, no, like, little jabs at each other, no tipping. It's all locked in serious. 3k gold lead now for Kukuys. This is a very different team from the one we saw yesterday, where there was a bit of messiness. They didn't really seem like they were synergizing well with each other. This time round, the draft makes a lot more sense. They're playing together, they're getting these skirmishes, they're setting up the map. Right now, it's Ivory's turn, though, to return them in kind, looking for a pick-off, perhaps onto Gabby up here in this top lane. But he smells it. He TPs out immediately.
Someone scanned it. You should pay that guy a lot more. I wish we could tell who used the scan. That's something I've been saying for a long time.
It would be really cool. It would be really cool. But how would you indicate that, you think, without disrupting the map? Like, maybe just like a small little hero icon next to the scan itself?
Yeah, just an icon, or maybe the color. Like, whoever uses the scan has his hero color.
I guess so. Yeah, that makes sense. They already have that for like the colorblind mode, right? Oh, DJ being caught out here. AB rune for Ken means that this should be a pretty free pick-off, I want to say. 3 members surrounding the poor Tusk Boy, and he's gonna get absolutely poached. Unlucky, but Ken dominating. All things considered, as much as Ivory aren't really having the best game in this current game state, Ken is still doing a fantastic job.
A poach walrus, yeah? I didn't know that was one of the delicacies we have in Singapore.
That's not what I said, Winter. Don't put words in my mouth. Don't put a poached walrus in my mouth, actually. Kuku, that's the setup. Drake losing a lot of HP. Lewis TP's in for the freebie. An immediate glimpse out. I guess they're just gonna have to settle for Kuku, but here's JG of the chase. Teehee, you can't get away from this one. Very, very unfortunate. JG will punch him in the back of the buttock. And all 3 calls here. Ken still sticking around. They're trying to set up for the fact that Ursa's coming in with his blink, and Gabby is in major trouble. Nice surge though, saving the gyrocopter, sorry, for now, as Lewis comes back in with a second TP. Calden not going to connect onto Ken, as he's able to swashbuckle away. This has gone on for quite a while now, and I don't think they can chase any further. They'll try with DJ, but it might be a bit too deep again. He has to weave his way through the tree lines and get on out of there.
Yep, face boots, wind lace, plus the surge.
Yeah.
He's going to be
Plus
fine.
the search shard, actually. I didn't realize that the Darkseer had just bought that up. But
Yeah,
the
that
move speed
is-
and the kite's so useful.
That is very good against the Ursa. Super good.
I mean, it's also great into the Abaddon, right? Because it's not like a slow that you can purge or anything like that. As long as you're running in the mist trail, it's gonna be slow. So, pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not something you see all the time. It's a very good decision in this game. It's very useful, not just the Abaddon and the Ursa, even the Bat, you know, he's trying to run in to get a last up and getting
True.
slowed. It's very annoying.
It's kind of annoying, yeah. You know how they could make it even more busted if they made it do like tick
Wow.
damage, then it cancels Blink Dagger. Oh,
Why
that
do
could
they
be-
even need to make it busted? It's already so useful.
Dota is a
Just
game
for
of
the
making
lulz,
things
right?
more busted. Yeah, just for the fun of it. Darts here doesn't get enough love, man. Kuku being glimpsed. He's just running. He's running circles. Old man's got legs, but I don't think he can get away from Ken. He's still trying, dancing around. Has a brain sap, still trying to dodge away the swashbuckle. It's not gonna be enough. And Grip, come on, insult to injury. Ken just gets danced on.
But how are they supposed to get that kill? That was such a... Like, after he missed the field and he couldn't trap him, I think that was it, right? He had haste. They were chasing a hasted Bane.
I don't know about that. Like that
Sure,
kind
the
of felt like
the roll is slightly faster, but I don't know. Still, it was just...
I've never seen
Okay,
like
it's just for the
Bane-
lows, okay? Just for us to wake up, you know, in the early time of the morning. People
Yeah,
need to
it's-
watch some funny reel of a Pango chasing a hasted Bane.
Yeah,
not
yeah.
getting
It's
a
for the
kill,
content. It's for the content. Actually,
Getting gripped right at the end and dying.
yeah.
I was surprised nothing actually came out after the Bane gripped him, you know. No tips. Oh no,
Yeah, people don't love this.
broken ankle.
Wait, did
He actually said something.
Oh wait, I didn't even see. That's funny. Okay, the first bit of all chat here, content match. And just a reminder, don't worry, folks. This is not like beef or anything. These guys are all friends, but of course you gotta put friendship aside when it's for qualification spot, when it's for your survival here in the close qualifiers.
Yeah, there's no friends when it's coming down to who is going to go home today. The friendship gets tossed out of the window, Mike.
Exactly.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Yeah,
This
here's
is
for
a job.
blood.
I'll have you know, it's business. Nothing personal. Lewis showing in the mid lane, Drake trying to get a catch. They
that's a good
grab
target.
Kuku instead. That's a great target. Taking out the potential for a grip return. It's still on cooldown, but Aizen dropping very low now. Looks like Kukuys, they want to try and angle for some sort of a fight or a response, but just can't find the vision.
Yeah, I think they kind of need to lead in with their smoke, right? So far we've seen Ivory make 2 smoke plays already. They're the ones leading the charge with Pango. I feel like Gyro has to kind of do something, you know. I know he wants to farm the BKB, but the pacing of the game requires him to, I feel like, be the one to lead the smoke. Because Darkseer and MP, they don't want to be in the smoke, right? They want to be pushing out waves. So the
Yeah,
Gyro is
exactly.
the one that has to bring the 2 bodyguards, the Bane and the Tusk, to make a move.
Radiant's bottom tower is
I mean, the sentiment that you mentioned still remains true, right? The fact that Kuku is the main person setting up a lot of these moves. You're going to take advantage of the fact that the roll was down a bit earlier to make a movement up to the top lane, secure the Tormentor for themselves. DJ gets a shot. Big shards.
Bane would argue that this shot is better.
Yeah.
He only has 3 points in the brain set.
Yeah, I mean, his main job isn't brain set damage, right? But that's going to open up the bot lane Roche for Ivory. I feel like
this
that's
is
always
the
going to be
classic-
easy for them to get as long as the Rolling
the
Thunder is
classic
up. It's
trait.
hard, right?
You get Tormentor, the other team gets the Roshan.
They do it so quickly too. Basher complete now on Aizen. We haven't really talked a lot about this Ursa apart from the early stage of the game, but he's been quietly farming himself up a pretty solid game. Neck and neck with the Gyro, and his item progression's pretty on point.
I mean, the other reason why Ursa has been one of the most stable carries in the patch is he's a great helm killer. He sees a creep, he daggers over, he slows with the Earthshock, and he just swipes it to death very, very fast. Because whenever you have all these random creeps moving around, you want heroes that can kill the creep easily without committing too much, you know. So Ursa is perfect
Yeah.
for that, and he's a difficult target to kill.
It only gets more and more difficult as the game goes on. Once you get stuff like that Shard or the Aghanim somewhere down the line, BKBs, it's
Yeah, it seems,
he's always going to be
seems like a
enraged
good-
like half the time.
Seems like a good agonist game against the Bane.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. I thought that's kind of maybe the reason why they picked the Ursa, just to
He's
nullify
going
that.
for BKB. I feel like Agams kind of gives you a lot more. Because you only worry about getting grip, and that's it. You know, you might die from full to 0 from the grip.
Yeah.
So that is your main concern, you know.
Yeah, what do you think the BKB is for? Just to shrug off some of this magic damage
And
coming
there's-
out from...
Yeah, there's a lot of magic damage. That's probably why he feels the need to go for it.
Uh-oh.
And then you don't have a pipe, right? Because your balance is okay. That is
Where you
Thunderbolt.
going, Lewis?
That is Thunderbolt. The
Vroom,
fastest,
vroom.
the fastest ball in the in the south.
The south, okay.
I don't know. I was trying to figure out.
Yeah. No, it's fine. You got there in the end. It's okay. You know what'd be cool? I wish like you could like in Thunderbolt it like uncaps your move speed and then you get a surge on top. You're just like flying blitzing
Bro,
across the
I'm
map.
so glad you're not the guy balancing the
Design. Okay.
bro.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
What
Be a
the
hater
hell?
all you want.
Unlock-
These are all look. These are fun ideas, man. I feel like they could totally make sense in like an overthrow or like an Aghanim's Labyrinth or something like that. You know, it's fun.
Yeah, not fun for the Ursa going to bed early.
Yeah. Getting punched up. A BKB would have been real nice here, but he still has the Enrage and the second life. Meanwhile, backline Tiki dropping low. Gets the Static Storm off, but Aizen able to get shielded out. The vacuum pulls him back in. This is a very awkward position now, but Drake gonna come through with that pull, not allowing the grip to go off, but now Kuku, he's free from the shackles and he can throw the grip out onto the Pango, holding him in place. The BKB there from Gabby, but he's still able to finish the roll off, kill up the Bane, and now JG, he's dropping so low. You don't have enough damage on Gabby to punch through the thick health bars of Rupido, but now with the borrowed time finally running out, they will be able to gun him down. It's Ken. Some move speed. I'm not sure whether that was the tail end of a haste rune or something like that, but homing missile closing in. DJ having to buy back to win this fight as they kill off Ken as well, and Drake's the only one to survive.
That is a worthy buyback there from DJ. Oh no, he's gonna get.
Oh no.
Oh
Anyway,
my God,
okay.
And he
That's
got the
crazy.
shrine, but that was still well played by Kukuys, getting the 2 extra kills, you know, towards the end, towards the kill end. Worthy of the plus buyback. Now they are going to be looking for more, you know, if they can actually find the disruptor here. They know he's already spawning. Kuku is already running around to try to look for some extra kills here.
I mean, before we sort of further talk about whatever action's happening, what
Hang
went
on,
wrong in that
hang
fight?
on.
Uh-oh.
Hang
Grip?
on, oh no.
Kuku?
No
Yeah,
TP
I'm
for
sure
us,
it's fine here. Just holding on, not wanting to use the grip if possible. And they don't even need it. He can save it. The Godfather knows.
What does he know? He knows the Ursa is alone.
I think he knows what exactly he needs to do. And I mean, also he didn't have grip, so I was just yapping about nothing. He used the grip in that early. Damn, the cooldown on this shit is... I keep forgetting just how long it is. 120 seconds, that's 2 minutes. Punch up.
It's an imba spell, my
found
friend. You cannot have
Yeah,
a
it
short
is.
cooldown.
Now there's a lot of imba spells this game. Static Storm coming out far too late as Rupido now being gunned down by Lewis. Just TPing brazenly forward. A secondary freebie. Teehee next to fall. I mean, I don't know what exactly happened in that top fight, I'll be frank with you. It felt like the Ursa with the Aegis, that should have been a very easy tower take for them in the one fight. But they end up losing everything here, and Ivory, they are starting to bleed big time.
I actually disagree with you. I don't think he should be hitting the tower. It should be the Abaddon.
Yeah, I mean, is that why
It's
they lost the
either-
fight? Because he's the one hitting the tower.
It's either the Abaddon should be hitting the tower or the Ursa has to finish it usually or whatever he wants to buy, you know. I think the plot was lost.
They lost it a little bit, yeah. Okay.
Because you have the Aegis, you kind of feel like, okay, we're strong, we want to fight, you know. But in actual fact, they need the BKB or the Axe on the Ursa. He needs to finish that item. And then if they ever want to hit the tower, Abaddon is the one that should be hitting the tower. Because Ursa cannot be gone on. He got gone on there. They were forced to go into an awkward position to try to save him. And yeah, I mean, sure, they got like a pretty good roll with the Thunderbolt. They killed 2 or 3 heroes. But you couldn't save the Ursa with the Aegis, right? That is like the biggest problem.
Yeah, I will say...
Right now, even with the BKB, I feel like he still can die, you know, if that's good. That's why
He just has to be the one coming into the fight later, right? He can't afford to be showing first and
You need to
letting
let
them set up.
the Abaddon go in. Rupido has to go in, like take some distractions or create some distractions for that matter, and kind of force them to go on him, you know, because he's a hero that actually can't die. You know?
I'm getting really impressed by this mid-Nature's Prophet. I feel like it can do so much work if it's given a bit of time. Sure, the early laning stage might not be great, but you kind of propel yourself with some of these early ganks, and then after your Blade Mail, your Spirit Vessel, you are quite a difficult target to take down. You can scale into damage as well. He now has a completed Mjolnir.
I mean, this hero just farms really, really quickly. because of the ability to TP around, but hang on.
Oh, Kuku. Are you serious?
He knows.
Are you serious?
He knows.
How did they know the immediate blink out? The sentry was not in range, but Tiki's gonna have to pay with his life for it. The rest of Ivory able to escape because of his sacrifice.
Yes, buyback. He wants to come back.
Waiting for an opportunity here. Vacuum only onto Rupido. There's still borrowed time available. Has to pop it. Ken coming through with the Rolling Thunder now. Thunderbolt. It's really quick. The lasso up, but doesn't get him to the high ground. Gabby's still firing away. The punch is there from DJ. Holding in Ken, and no more swashbuckle, no more shield crash. Only crashing into the ground. 6 feet under is Ken. And Gabby surged up ready for the chase. Popping the BKB. Turn around to Eisen. Gabby has to be careful, but he doesn't fear a thing. He knows the rest of his team is around him to help. They won't overdive though. Drake jumping forward, getting pulled back in. I'm surprised he didn't get punished even more there, but Rupido now, Tumblr's toying in. What the hell is going on?
They wanted to give vision for games. That's why they were playing so aggressive. I mean, that is like still, you see the power of Ursa against the Gyro, right? Gyro can't exactly run up and fight the Ursa once you get a lot of the furry sub stacks in on you. I mean, especially when you get the level 20 soon on the Ursa, when you have the furry swipes applying on Urshock with the shard, then it's going to get harder and harder for the Gyro, you know. The Gyro has to kind of respect that.
Oh dear, Kuku. He's been found out again. Hold that thought about the Gyro respecting, using Ghost Scepter, maybe trying to buy time for his team. They're coming over now, but Eisen has an AD rune. This might not be the fight that you want. It's one that the Ursa can wait for his time for, and he's just gonna swipe down that Nature's Prophet. A slight misstep off the fact that they were just trying to save their captain, ends up with 2 pickoffs for free.
Yeah, good stuff from Ivory. He's getting some kills here. Kind of hoping the Roshan will be spawning right now so they can kill it with the AD on Ursa. No luck.
So how do you approach this Ursa now that Ivory are starting to get these items and they're starting to work out the formula? Okay, we put Rupido in first. He's gonna be the first one to show. What do you need to do as Kukuys to still maintain control in these fights?
They need to get the right jump. I think at the end of the day, it's the right jump. The Bane is the one that's going to be setting up everything, so he cannot afford to be the first one getting jumped. Or at least the Tusk needs to be around to save him, or even the Darkseid with the Surge, right? So their team fight is pretty straightforward for the Bane. You need to wait for the Bane to find a target, whereas the rest of them just probably, you know, sit behind the Gyro and watch the Gyro hit the tower. You have this Darkseid vacuum wall into probably call down. Not the most impressive, but that's the only thing they have.
Initiation onto Eisen here. Nice snowball through DJ with setup. So much damage coming out from the Nature's Wrath, and the Rolling Thunder can't save him in time. Eisen popping the BKB, just getting gripped up. Nice save there from Rupido. The sleep couldn't come through, but the bear still goes down. He can't do enough here as Ken able to slide out of trouble at the last moment, but DJ not gonna let him escape there. Everything set up by the Tusk. Perfect play from the position 4 of Kukuys, as now it's Kukuys on the high ground.
That was a perfect way to start the fight. You know, the Bane finds the Ursa again, you know, and they get the grip on. Sure, the Baron kind of dispels it towards the end, but it was just too late. The damage has already been done. Ursa has BKB used, and once the BKB is down, he's just gonna die to all the magic damage.
This is looking like such a different Kukuys coming in from yesterday. Their draft, their lineup just worked so nicely together. All the components firing off. A 17k gold lead at 31 minutes. And they're looking to take at least 2 lanes of racks here. Even TPing to the top lane to stop this push from coming through. Realistically though, I'm not sure whether they can kill Rupido, but they're starting to run around the corner with Bane and the Tusk. Is he gonna be okay here? Oh, he's on... Oh no. Oh no, this Abaddon. He's on the high ground. I don't know how much this, yeah, he's not gonna get out there. Okay.
The only thing that he's gonna be getting out is this game. But Gabby is getting lassoed back.
So the Static Storm doesn't have the BKB. He uses the Satanic. He needs help. He's being bumped around. The Fury Stack starting to swipe out, but he still had a huge Locust in his pocket. And now the supporting cast has arrived. And Rage is running out. Sleeping is the bear, and he's gonna have nightmares about this game. GG is called as Kukuys able to take game number 1 against Ivory.
And he just outclassed them in terms of like macro play, moving around the map, setting up kills, taking the waves. I think this has a lot to do with Nature's Prophet plus Darkseid shocking out the waves without really committing to their heroes. You know, you just do it by casting an ulti or Iron Shell on the neutral creeps or the lane creeps, you know, so they were able to find a lot of better smoke moves. Ivory, on the other hand, they did have some moments where they smoked and they got some kills, you know. They killed the Nature's Prophet, they found Kukuy a couple of times, but not like a very important one, or his Pike, BKB, and then Dagger later.
Yeah, the stats going to be pretty nice for the Bat Rider into some of the burst damage, magic damage coming out from Ivory. Game number 2 here, Ivory on their last legs. They choose to put their eggs in the last pick Pango in that off lane for Rupido. One of his pocket picks for sure. And Aizen on that Ursa. The good carry to carry matchup on paper with the backup of the Shadow Demon. Early smoke out though. Here comes Kukuys. Looking for trouble. They'll find Rupido on the high ground, but with the smoke breaking, they don't feel confident to just run up into a potential massacre.
Don't want to be 5v5ing a Zeus at level 1. Arc like me.
No.
GG, you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
Zeus is like one of those heroes. Zeus, Warlock, you don't want to fight them 5v5 at level 1.
And also, I mean, Rupido, if he's the one on the front lines, he's just gonna get a big, fat, double jump shield crash, right? And suddenly, it's basically like he has a shield rune.
Yeah, don't want to be running into that. It's gonna be probably still some attempts here to get first blood on the bottom side. Not sure if Ivory actually figure things out. They're gonna place like both wards on the river to see where the heroes are. Trying to sneak another rune, maybe get a third rune. Let's see if they can do it. Seems like they might be the ones on the losing end here because they split their resources. Okay, they get the rune, so it's fine. 2 apiece. It was close though. They could have actually lost the rune there. It was risky to split their resources up because the Earthshaker even went back to block the creeps, you know. So he felt like they were confident to get the runes, you know. That was risky.
Yeah. It's all good though. Peace and quiet to start us off, and of course, nothing better than a pause to begin the festivities. Okay, last
you
game
should change
we
your
had...
name to Perma Pause, you know, because you like to talk about pausing the game so much.
I literally have only mentioned it once.
You mentioned it twice in the last game when we didn't have to mention. Oh, since the game is paused, we are going to go to a commercial break.
And this is just like the Poached Walrus, man. There's so much stuff in my mouth right now that you've put in. It's very uncomfortable.
But the Poached Walrus is something that you said, you know. You said they're poached.
More words in my unbelievable. Winter, you're gonna have to pack it up here. Top lane, trade out. Aizen taking quite a lot of damage. This is what we talked about a little bit with the Ursa. Even though he is good into the melee matchup with a Tusk and a Centaur, it's a deceptively strong lane, right?
And you get stronger over time. The Zeus is going to ensure that you get to at least level 3. I think level 3, once you get the second point of the swipes, that's when the lane becomes really difficult for the melee heroes, right? And Zeus is very, very strong at level 1. He has the jump. He should be fine. Nobody out-trades the Zeus at this point. I mean, he almost died because he wasn't a fair fight. They tagged him. I think eventually his job is to soak up some of the aggression from the Tusk and the Centaur and ensure that the Ursa gets to his level 3 as soon as possible.
I like the fact that he went for the jump at level 1 because I think most of the time you'd be, I guess, wanting
Lightning
to get
bolt.
that nuke with a lightning bolt just to put in the damage, but he understands that if he gets tagged him once and he doesn't have that, he'll just instantly die.
Yeah,
right?
but the thing with the build of going this jump first is you don't really push them out as much as you can in the lane. You don't use your mana basically. But on the other hand, you can be very aggressive with how you're standing in the lane because you can just jump over the shard if he has shard at level 2.
Yeah. Tihi just trying to sort of push these 2 bruisers away from his carry, preserve as much of the HP as possible.
Ursa's level 2, having a decent amount of CS, 8 and 0, but the lane has already pushed up so far, you know, because of how much dragging the Centaur has been doing. So JG is going to be able to control this lane really well. And on the flip side of things, how are we doing on the Sven? Sven is 9 and 6. He also has the creeps under his tower, so he is A-OK as well. It should
So many denies already for Gabby, actually. That's quite significant, no?
I think it's only significant for the level 2 spike, you know? Maybe the level 3 spike, but usually I feel like the denies just don't really matter as much nowadays.
Okay.
Are you
I mean-
that much of an old school player? Yeah. During, I want to say what, 7, 8, maybe 10 years ago. That's when the denies matter a lot. You know, so you see a lot of the mid matchups become very, very intense.
Yeah, well, I mean, wasn't there this patch where the denies actually gave you a little bit of the EXP as well? I think that's when it really
Yeah.
reached a peak.
I think 10 years ago. That was actually 10 years ago.
Was that actually 10 years ago? A solo kill though.
Yeah, it was.
In the mid
it
lane,
was
Ken gets greedy
2015.
for a water rune, and because of that, pays with his life.
I mean, they were also kind of like fighting each other, you know. Like he was close to killing. I mean, the bat was like very low, like less than 10% health.
Yeah.
I mean, this matchup is difficult for the Shaker, you know. The fact that the Shaker actually came close to killing the bat, I think that was quite surprising as well.
It feels like a classic bat situation though. You always kind of get yourself really, really low while chasing down heroes in their own tower and then escape with a sliver of HP and get the kill anyway.
Yeah, that's probably true as well. Bat Rider likes to play on the edge all the time. I mean, this lane is just... I feel like Earthshaker has no play in the lane anymore. Once Bat has level 5 Bat, you're just gonna die with a couple of stacks on your head. And Drake, on the other hand, gets a kill on the Godfather, so to speak. You like to call him the Godfather.
Yeah, that's why he's known as, right? The godfather of Filipino Dota.
What about Ronald? Rom. I thought he was the
That's,
true, I thought he was the true father of Filipino Dota.
I mean, there's him, and then like maybe next generation, like I would put Chemo up there as well as one of the sort of main linchpins. I mean, he founded Execration, right? And he was with Interactive Philippines for so long. I'm not gonna claim to be a historian of Filipino Dota. All I know is that Kuku's the current sort of senior, I would say.
The current senior, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, man's a father. You know, he's got a kid.
So the
loving
other
family.
person left from his generation is probably DJ, right? Everyone else
Is
like
sort of more new gen.
the new gen
right?
players.
I mean, at least the people in this game. Would you consider Gabby new gen or old gen?
He's definitely new gen. He's not old gen. He's not old enough. He's old but not old enough.
It feels like he's been around for so long. You know what I mean?
Yeah, imagine being Kuku.
Shit, don't say that. Kuku, I don't need to imagine being him because I'm watching him suffer right now. Fighting on to Drake. He will get that kill, but Ken, nice bit of recovery gold for him. Will find that EXP from the trade-off.
Hashtag worth.
Hashtag worth indeed. That was all a setup from Drake actually to inject more gold into the Earthshaker. Wait, what the hell is this? Where?
Earthshaker has nowhere to go. Can't go to lane. Can't jungle. I mean, he can jungle, but it's so slow. So he needs to stack. Kuku understands that, so he's already on the mission to block the camps.
Yeah. Ken's not really having the best of times here, but this is kind of what we expected from the Shadow Demon, right? The main reason why you pick this, apart from how powerful his kit is, he can make stacks like no other. It's so simple for him.
Radiant are scanning.
Not if your King jungles on, what, Chen?
Oh, yeah. No, that's a different discussion altogether.
Enigma. Triple cam stack.
It's crazy for that. I don't know. Okay.
Gotta have some finesse, you know, for that.
Radiant structures
Oh, for sure.
fortified.
Need some acrobatics involved. Kuku and Gabby posturing very aggressively up here below the tier 1 tower. I guess Kuku just understands that he can trade thanks to the siphoning ward, and Drake forced to relinquish this position. Meanwhile, Tiki in the mid lane manages to get Ken out of that sticky situation, but Lewis, he's not even leveling the lasso, he just runs you down.
Doesn't even need the lasso.
Looking to play for the Wisdom Shrine here. That's going to be very painful to lose, but Lewis is over here. Trying to TP in now on the Zeus. Lewis needs to be careful not to overextend here. Taking a bit of damage already, but still very tanky with that early belt of strength. More than enough stats still. Dropping low, Stampede coming through. Lewis is gonna end up going down. But with Kuku and his siphoning ward, they just can't fight into it. Rapido, the last hit, Kuku will find it past the tree line. The tower armor isn't enough. Gabby manages to chase away the Shadow Demon. And even though they lose the Bat Rider, they get a big win.
That is a very, very huge exchange. Like, losing the Bat Rider was worth it. Getting the Shrine, the 2 kills. I mean, Earthshaker is kind of happy that the Bat left. Celebrating, you know. I get a creep wave. There's no Bat Rider on my lane. Bat Rider is on the Ursa's lane now.
Uh-oh, that's not good. No Stampede needed. There is an Enrage. He's holding on to try and maybe bait out the lasso, but little does he know, Lewis doesn't even have it. They'll have to trade out though for the Centaur, a sacrifice well worth it. Meanwhile, kills happening on the other side of the map. Drake going down to Kuku again.
Nice body block. That's a convenient echo stem to clear the camps as well.
Keep tipping each other. It's just such a battle for these creeps in the triangle right now. Gabby's stealing away quite a lot of them. Teehee trying to push them back, but
The all chats are starting.
yeah. They are good friends after all, and maybe ease up some of the tension, right? The last thing you want is to let the pressure get to your head, but I can't imagine that Ken's having a good time. Look at his net worth, just not where you want to be as the Shaker.
Well, I feel like based on the start, this is quite reasonable. This is actually good for him. At 8 minutes.
He started to get run down here. Lasso
this
finally
is your
skilled.
fault, you know. You say like Ken's. The moment you call him out and then he dies, you know.
Yeah, I mean, he's just helping me prove my point. Good guy Ken, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate it, buddy.
It just stinks to lane against Bat Rider. Bat Rider is like a disgusting hero to lane against if you're a melee hero. Unless you're some
yeah.
slug or Baden.
如何呢？不能这样。如何呢？
I mean, honestly, even if you're a ranged hero, if he manages to get a nice flame break on you and start
Yeah,
gooing
but
you
at
up,
least you
it's-
can CS, you know, you can CS from a distance.
Yeah, I guess so.
What do you do if you're a melee hero?
I guess if you're Earthshaker, you press fissure once every like 20 seconds.
You're
and hope for the
drenched
best.
in oil,
Oh.
in tar.
Oh, don't say that. Okay.
You're drenched, you
That's
know.
little-
You can't even walk up and take one creep. Every time you try and take one creep, you get bounced back with flame break, and maybe you die.
Yeah. Earthshaker just oiled up in the mid lane, right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
And then you have to remember smoldering resin. That's what takes you down.
yeah. It's a deceptive amount of damage. It doesn't really look like a lot, but it ends up doing quite a bit. DJ here with punch and setup, forcing the enrage out. JG starting to take some Fury Swipes hits. And setting up is Drake there with the disruption. The rest of the team has come in. Ivory looking to punish. A nice stampede to bail him out of that situation. DJ, has he really found the distance? Starting the Rolling Thunder now. Rupido on the chase. DJ,
Oh,
a
nice.
beautiful, come on. But it's left Lewis in a high and dry situation. The rest of Ivory are going to turn around for the bigger kill.
He
The Bat
actually
Rider.
just killed the bat.
I think he just killed the bat.
Who is the true carry of the team? DJ.
Radiant's top
Or
tower
Luis.
is
That's
under
true.
attack. Our
I'll keep it up for everyone to speculate, right? We are not gonna call
Yeah.
out anyone.
Yeah, but there's a clear priority system, and I don't know whether the Bat Rider's on that list. Because he's been sort of sacrificed a few times now. Maybe this is the way he proves their loyalty to them, right? He just came out from execration, and they're like, if you want to be a true member of the Kukuys, you gotta die for the brothers.
Are you like referencing
that
some
alright?
kind of like John Wick movie? You have to prove your
Is this a-
fealty.
Is that? I mean, that could be like
top tower is under
every movie that has any relation to gangs or mafia. Right?
Yeah, you have to sacrifice.
This
one
could be
of-
a-
sacrifice
like
one
a-
of your fingers.
Oh, yeah. Where's that even from? I feel like that's such a common trope these days. Oh, cut off a finger to show that. Wait, isn't that more like an Asian
you know,
thing? Like
you know, in Dota terms, that is like sacrificing yourself to allow your support to live. Right? That's a call. That's how
yeah,
you know.
Yeah. That's how you prove your loyalty to the Godfather Kuku, man. If you give him a kill and he's like, yes, very
So
good.
what is
You're
DJ?
accepted.
What is DJ? then? If Kuku is the Godfather, DJ is.
attack.
You see some other figure?
I don't know. I'm gonna need to take a while. The magician of the position 4. I think that's kind of what we.
That's
what
already
I'd go with.
taken by Efren Reyes. It's another Pinoy. You know Efren Reyes? He's called the
I don't.
magician.
Is he actually?
Yeah, he's the magician on the pool table.
Does he? Oh, okay. Well, that's a bit different.
How's that different? They're playing a game.
Okay, well, yeah, but like, he's not the magician of Dota 2. Like, you make him play a task, he's not gonna make anything happen.
Yeah, but he's good at bouncing off corners, just like what DJ did. You know, he made the tangle bounce.
That's true. That's true.
Transferable
skills,
watched,
maybe.
Have you watched a pool game?
Yeah, that's true. It's all about the angles, right, and the placements of things. You gotta get the angle right. Okay, well, back to the game here a little bit. 4k gold lead for Kukuys. They've managed to stabilize some of these rougher lanes, like the Ursa was doing pretty okay, but JG now with the Helm Dom. Map starting to close in a little bit. I think Kukuys, they've done a really good job at continuously contesting the triangle, forcing reactions from Ivory. unfortunately, seems like DJ, as much of a magician as he is, he can't seem to finesse his internet connection. He's gonna have to reconnect in a little bit. But is there an angle out here for Ivory? I guess you're kind of waiting for Ken's Blink Dagger on the Earthshaker.
Which is going to be usually coming out soon.
Yeah.
He's actually okay.
100 gold away.
Yes, face boots. You rarely see Earthshaker get face boots, but he's trying to run away from the bat. Normally it's just brown boots dagger. Face is not.
TT turning around, managed to snag away the AD rune.
Oh, he's
Stampede
faster
helping
than the
out.
roll.
He actually is faster, and he dodges away to the side again. DJ, oh, look at that. And just like that, he disappears. And he's going to make the Pango disappear while he's at it. This is why they call him the Magician of Position 4.
Whoa.
Wait, this is so funny. This is like the ultimate BM. Holy.
Kill and
He
pause.
just like jukes him, kills him, and then he's like, sorry, I'm lagging, bro. That's crazy.
Just your bad luck.
Okay, well, that was a nice little move. Maybe a bit of an over chase there. The Pango might have thought he'd be able to get out scot-free. Oh, I'm pausing.
Whoa.
What was that?
Whoa.
Whoa. Teehee, guys.
I wonder what is this all about.
如果
Yeah.
呢又能怎？
That's the problem. Unless your name is literally John X Fire, there's no way you could translate any of this.
Why not? You can always use Google.
Yeah, that's true. Let me just... I
Why
don't think it
are you
matters
so
enough to
lazy,
answer.
Mike? Why?
Whoa, big accusations flying out right here on the DreamLeague Season 27 Southeast Asian broadcast. First, DJ is accused of being bad-mannered, now
They
I'm
are
being-
hardly big when somebody actually did not show up for work in the past, right? You don't need me to remind you.
Oh, so you want to talk about being late, Winter?
Yeah, but at least I was there, you know. You were not even
Okay.
there, you know. You just left me
I'm
high
never,
and dry.
I'm never gonna live that one down. Please give me a break. Give me a goddamn break. I'm sure that's what Ivory are thinking as well.
Yeah, you took a break on your own account, right? On your own accord, and you left me alone.
It's one of those decisions that I didn't make actively. Let's just put it that way. I wasn't consciously making that decision. But enough about us. No one wants to hear about our life stories. Let's talk a bit about this game.
The
Blink
truth,
Dagger now.
the truth will set me free.
Yeah, whatever the hell that means. Is that part of your Facebook motto, my friend?
No. So back in the game.
Drake's farming up a lot of these stacks. It's is it one of those situations you think as Ivory where if they're able to stabilize this part of the game, they stand a way better chance later on, or are they still kind of under the gun here to make something happen?
Well, they have to fight back to get the ancient stacks, right? Remember I told you there's 4 ancient stacks in the game, 4 ancient camps. You need to be at least in control of 2 if you want to have a 50-50 game. They only have 1 right now on Ivory.
Hold on, Kuku on the front line, blink forward.
Oh, big slam!
Immediate echo slam, Ken, that's what he was waiting for.
Where's the
But he
damage?
just doesn't have the levels, where's the damage, where's the follow-up? You couldn't get the roll in and Rupido fully controlled. Stampede helps them get out and they claim the Shrine of Wisdom. They claim the kill on Rupido. And that was supposed to be a blink reveal. Kuku trying to finish Ken off, survives on a sliver, but
How?
not what you wanted. How did no one die from that huge echo slam?
Maybe they were late. Were they like late with the Ursa? I wasn't sure.
Oh.
They
Okay.
landed like a 4-man Echo, Enchant, and Fissure, but nobody died. That is bad news.
Okay, wait, but I don't know if you just caught this, but Teehee literally just pressed ultimate and killed Lewis for free. So that at least evens things out a little bit.
又能怎？
For free? That's not free. Cost them
Yeah, I
an-
mean, I guess it cost them an Echo and then the Shrine of Wisdom, and but that's something. At least it evens things out a little bit. The gold lead has maintained at 4K, right? So Ivory, they're not allowing Kukuys to further extend this. They're still farming up pretty nicely on the Ursa, even though he is like kind of 1K gold behind his fan. Not too bad.
Well, like I said, they have to make sure they have control of 2 of the ancient camps. Like the top one and the triangle one. They are moving towards the top one right now, but there's like 2 good wards around there. But Kukuys, they're already in the area. Kuku is probably going to pay the price.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. How dare you lay hands on my grandfather? Oh, oops, Godfather.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, they laid hands on the Godfather and nothing happened to them. They just kind of walked away scot-free. Got a bit of change while they were at it. JG couldn't actually do anything to help.
They're desperately trying to control back the Ancients, but guess what? Gabby is here to take the Ancients, so they have control of 3 of the Ancient camps. But on the other hand, no one can actually farm the bottom Ancients, you know. Sven and the Centaur, they're both the more useful heroes at farming Ancient camps. The rest are just way too slow.
Trying to invade the not the triangle, sorry, the inner parts of the Radiant jungle here. They're expecting Lewis to be around. And spot out anyone though as he pulls the creep wave back. Stampede, preemptive Lewis spots them, but it's Rupido in the top lane being aggressed upon. Meanwhile, they've got the jump in. Ursa joining the fray as Aizen jumps into the mix. A disruption to try and buy him some space as they just want a clean escape. They don't want to give any more. They know Gabby has the God Strength, turn around and Rage pops right in time. Warriors punch out. Aizen still should be fine to get out here. Blink comes off cooldown and he's down to the low ground.
And that is not a play that will work for them. They need their daggers on the 2 supports. I mean, not the 2 supports, but the Husk and the Centaur, for that matter. I mean, Bat is the only one that has one right now.
Gonna get spotted out here on the Pugna. Found out trying to push out the top lane. Thought the Glimmer would keep him safe, but the Zeus says no.
I can see
another pickup for Ken.
Nothing
Absolutely.
escapes my eye. And things have definitely taken a turn for the better for Ivory the last couple of minutes. They are getting good pickoffs on the map. They're getting farm. I mean, sure, they don't have control of 2 ancient camps, but at least they're farming everything else.
Yeah, you're still kind of waiting for that Tusk Blink. That's kind of what feels like is important right now.
And not just that, yo. I mentioned like I was expecting the bat to get
the
like
Centaur?
the bat to get like the freaking pipe when he's going for a lead, so he's not so mobile around. If he gets caught either by the Pango or the Shaker or even the Ursa, he's just going to die, you know. And also the fact that maybe he's also gonna have to farm like certain more protected areas, right? Because in the current place that he's farming, the what do you call it, the Radiant jungle?
Yeah, sure, we can use that.
He dies to like a smoke very easily. Maybe being on the side lanes is safer for him.
Yeah, I mean, that was also kind of a crazy move, right? Because the tier 1 towers on all lanes for Radiant is still up. So just a nice smoke move overall from Ivory to cut through all of that and find him exactly where he was farming. The Kukuys, they're going to try and draw attention away from him by joining up in the top lane.
Oh, they're going to spot the bat on the ward. Oh no.
No, not like this.
No.
Lewis getting stunned up. He needs some help and he needs it now. Stampede away, the disruption to stop, but DJ's in the vicinity and Gabby's here as well. Lewis has to get popped by the Echo Slam, but already the backlines dropping low. They will be able to snowball forward, finish off Teehee. Ken looking for a return, dodging out from Gabby. Meanwhile, they found Kuku on the top lane as well. TPing out. DJ, can you find him? The punch is there. Ken is not going to live. Ken is going to die. Trying to blink away now. Oh, the shots again? Ends up blocking him off, blinks up to the high ground. JG can't chase. Okay. Second time where the shots didn't really end up working out and the tips come through. Gabby couldn't find his mark.
Yeah, this is a pretty big miss there. That kill would have, I think, made the whole situation way better for Kukuys there. But now they're gonna be wondering what went wrong. And they're probably gonna understand that Bat actually got seen on the ward. That's why he actually got jumped at that area. When he kind of felt like he wanted to finish his BKB, you know, but then his team is like asking him, no, you need to come over to push the tower, right? Because they wanted to siege with the partner.
Yeah. It's the classic pressure, right? You
be,
feel like maybe as a core player you know better.
Because Bat is a carry hero in a way, you know, he needs to farm a lot of items as a core, right? So your pacing of the game is a lot slower. Sure, you win your lane, usually as Bat, but then you take a long time to farm because you need, I would say you need like Blink, BKB and Pipe here, and sometimes even Manta. So it takes a long time to get to those items.
This kind of reminds me of what we were discussing yesterday about the Shadow Fiend, right? A very similar concept of a hero that can very much dominate the lane and maybe the first 10 minutes, but then has this big drop-off period where he's so susceptible to just being killed.
Is at least, I think, better in the team fights by a huge margin, right? Bat is not exactly strong
I guess so.
in the team fights. He's good at finding singular pickoffs. There is a time where the Bat will be very strong in the team fights when you get like a level 25, you know.
Yeah, that's a long way to go.
yeah,
though,
you have
Winter.
insane of damage from far with your napalm, but before that happens, that doesn't equal what you can do as SF. You would also argue that SF with Refresher and Agams, he's going to be
That's a free team fight, right?
he's
That's
going to be better in the team fight anyways.
Smoke move out. Ivory keeping the pressure going. Right at the 21 minutes, that's when Kukuys have decided again that they
this is
want to
going to be
contest
the
the
key
Wisdom
fight.
Shrine.
Oh, that was
It
close.
is.
They found him.
Who did they find so far? They found JG. A nice stun onto two, swiping away onto the Centaur. No Stampede, no DJ. He's snowballing for now. They lasso up the Shadow Demon, and they get the kill. They're trying to eliminate the supports first, but they don't see Teehee because of a nice Glimmer Cape. Gabby trying to stick on the target, but getting juked around the tree line. Ken with a beautiful block off. They've held them off. Gabby can't continue the chase with his BKB expiring, and things are messy now. Lewis getting swiped down. Great teamfight execution there for Ivory, and a very smart smoke. You gotta wonder whether it was the right move for Kuku to show on the wave there.
Yeah, that was a very, very risky move there by Kuku for sure. The Centaur, he got jumped because they didn't expect the smoke, and he just basically died from full to zero. Like with the Ursa jumping on him, he is not tanky at all with this build, which is very concerning. But usually Centaur, you stand in the front line, you kind of take some time to die if the focus is going to be able to save you, or at least counter initiate to a certain degree, but they couldn't get the snowball next to him. I think maybe he was not close enough on the toss.
Yeah, DJ and J, they were split up, right?
Yeah, because they are
DJ
definitely
was
supposed to save him, at least with the snowball. Anything, like just snowball or get a stun on the Sven, and then he gets his stampede off. I think that could have been a completely different fight for JG there. But unfortunately for them, he was just killed from full to zero, and they cannot afford to let that happen again.
I mean, you think about the lineup on paper. Apart from the snowball, the Tusk wasn't in position, but neither was the Pugna because he was busy trying
even
to stand at the Wisdom Shrine.
lasso, they could just lasso someone, just start the fight because he was waiting for SD. I don't know if he needed to lasso the SD there because the SD kind of used his spells on the Centaur already. I'm not sure if he was still a good target. Maybe he felt like the Purge was still available and you don't want your Sven to get Purged, which is understandable. But letting your Centaur die there, I feel like the fight is already going to be very difficult at the get-go, right? Because one of your cores is going to be dead from the start.
Yeah, you lose the aura of the pipe as well, which is so important in
the
this all
person
this
getting
damage.
jumped by Centaur is a support, then I might be inclined to agree that him waiting for the SD might be fine. But because it's a Centaur and they didn't try to save him, I kind of feel like it just made the fight very difficult from the get-go.
Yeah. I mean, it's all come down to the initiation so far, and the Zeus has been really paying off, right? The fact that you're getting this vision straight off the bat and you can clearly see where everyone is, it's helped out Ivory a lot with making their jumps.
Yeah, for sure. And also the fact that you're disabling the Bat's Dagger, which is also very, very useful in the team fights. The Sven Dagger, the Bat Dagger, and obviously the Tusk is going to buy one as well at some point. I didn't realize he got a helm. He bought a helm this game to kind of...
Yeah.
I don't know.
He had the blink queued up for a while, and then I guess at some point he just changed his mind.
Why?
Maybe thinking that this game... I mean, we see why right now. Maybe he thinks that the game is gonna sort of enter a bit of a passive state where it's more about the ghost push and the farming the lanes, and he already has the shard, so just kind of wanting that additional... The stats aren't bad, right, for the Tusk, but I just feel like maybe it takes away from some of his effectiveness in the fights. You don't really get that blink
but
snowball
he's
save.
trying to attend work 50 kilometers away without a car, That's what he's doing right now. He doesn't have the necessary tools to do his job.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
It's not a remote job. You gotta be right there in person.
The dagger is...
It's not a social distancing
The
thing.
dagger is not something that is even discussable. You just need to buy it.
Yeah.
Can't even think about not buying a dagger this game. I mean, the Zeus is...
Oh, I'm sure he'll get there eventually. He still has it queued up. It's just gonna take him a while longer. Maybe this is a sign, at least, for us as viewers that a bit of a glimpse into the mindset of Kukuys right now. Maybe they, after those few fights, feel like, okay, we can't really just run up and full-on engage into the Ivory team anymore. They're a bit too strong. We're going to try and dodge out this Aegis. I'm getting a Helm Dom so we can push out the waves, By the time the Aegis expires, I'll be able to farm up the Blink Dagger, and that's when we'll start trying to take these fights.
That's probably why they decided. Not saying I agree, but that's probably why they walked down this route. I mean, he's going to need Blink and he also wants to get used, right? If you're against Ursa. So he definitely wants a lot of items on the task this game.
Yeah, Matt's starting to turn the other way though, even though the gold lead is still in Kukuys' favor.
Yeah.
Feels like Ivory just can go wherever they want
They have
and they're not too
reclaimed
scared.
possession of 2 of the ancient cats. So that's great
Wonderful
news.
Yes.
Oh.
God Strength. Okay, that's a kill on the support. The Ursa does have Aghanims though. This could be concerning. They're showing in the bot lane. This looks like a huge setup. Aizen's calling the rest of his team to come through and try and help. They don't have the Thunder God's Wrath or the Zeus, but they feel confident with their superior vision that they can win this fight.
They don't have a smoke though, Mike. This is going to be dangerous to do without smoke.
Smoke on the high ground.
Oh, no,
they found Ken.
Oh, they saw him.
Bumping down to the low ground. He still gets the blink off though because of the shield. Still had a lingering shield rune. In comes Aizen, swiping down the Pugna. Gone is Kuku, and Gabby just has to run. Stampede there to bail them out. They don't lose anyone but the Pugna. That feels like it could have gone a lot worse.
That was close if they actually got the shaker there. That was very, very close, but Bad Rider somehow manages to get out thanks to the BKB. So now he is back to farming. I mean, this is the downside of having a bad lead. He is going to need to farm so much with this hero.
Yeah.
He is one of those heroes that win lane, go farm.
For like, how long though? Because the way you're telling me about it, he needs like 3-4 items. This almost feels like you're playing with an anti-mage.
Let's
like,
just say your attendance sheet from the Bad Rider coming to fights is going to be empty.
That's tough. He went... This feels bad, right? Because I kind of agree with you. I think maybe if he went for some stat items or auto attack items, it might make a bit more sense for his farming. He got that early blink, and I know that's the core part of the hero's kit, but he hasn't really been able to find much action in terms of pickoffs.
The thing with the blink is you get a blink early and you don't have force stuff, then you're just okay, wait a minute, Gabby. Lord Gabby.
Snowball save.
In trouble.
There you go.
Lord Gabby doesn't want to be the snowball.
Nice shots there to stop Rupido, and the blink out is going to be confirmed, but Rupido still going to try and find targets. Pop the dust and pop the Pugna, my goodness. JG has the card to bring DJ out to safety, but you can see just how much terror Ivory are spreading on the map. They have so many ways to catch these heroes. 25 more seconds until the Aegis expires, but still, it's Kukuys cowering in fear.
Rupido definitely has some driving skills and have to avoid a lot of boulders or blockades, you know, shard blockade, media blockades. It takes some serious driving skills to dodge those blockades, you know, in team fights.
Yeah. It's not like KL traffic, you know? KL traffic, nothing moves. You don't need to worry about anything. You press on your accelerate like maybe once every 5 minutes.
Have you been to,
have
you been to Thailand? Bro. Or Manila?
Oh, wait, is Thailand worse?
You seen Manila traffic?
Oh, I know Manila's so bad. Manila's so bad. Maybe that's where Rupido trained on the streets of Manila. That's why he's so good at driving.
Certified driving license, yeah.
Is it actually better to, like, what do you even learn from sitting in traffic for 8 hours a day?
I learned.
Surely that doesn't make you a better driver. That just makes you better at entertaining yourself while bored as shit in a car.
Yeah, I learned that TikTok is a necessity.
Don't admit that on street. You shouldn't be distracted while you're driving. Practice safe driving. Don't put your lives at risk. I mean, Ivory, they are putting everything on the line here, and so far it's worked out for them. Again, the contest on the Wisdom Shrine. Kuku's just running up here. They got the punch up onto Aizen, but he manages to get the enrage and starts running into Gabby. The card saving him. Aizen, his enrage is gonna run out, but a nice 4-star back to safety. Lewis finding the Shadow Demon, preventing the save. The E-Blade is not going to get him out of anything. DJ finding yet another pickoff, bouncing through the cliff and getting the kill onto the Zeus.
Well, to be honest,
very, very nice play.
I don't know about cutting your carry when he BKB'd. It looks fancy, but I don't know if it was the right choice.
I guess he was just concerned because the Fury swipes were starting to build up, right? It's not that bad.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, you already eliminated the Earthshaker.
He's being happy when he pops his BKB and you're cutting him, you know.
I guess so. You know, sometimes in the heat of the moment, it's hard to coordinate these type of things. You're just thinking, I'm gonna save him. It's better you press the spell and win the fight than not. And then suddenly your Sven dies, Lord Gabby is unhappy, and then, you know, everything starts crumbling down from there.
Yeah, but Lord Gabby probably is already sending warning. Hey,
Sending warnings.
please do not card me when I'm
An angry email to JG's business.
email. There's no such thing as email for the Lord Gabby. It's all
that's true.
straightforward sending message. I want to say it to
Yeah,
your
he sends
face.
his squire to spit it in your face, maybe. A pick off onto Kukuy is gonna open up the mid lane for them here, though, Ivory. Meanwhile, it's Kukuys, they're the ones who are spread out across the map, but that's gonna give Aizen enough space to take the tier 2 tower. It's a bit of a weird map state right now where it feels like Kukuys won that fight, but they couldn't really get anything out of it.
They're just farming. I'm telling you, you have to just keep tabs on how many ancient caps you control. I think that is like the important thing in Dota right now. That's why you have this overwhelming vision. I'm not sure if you noticed that you're just placing vision around the gates, the ancients area, making sure that they can farm it or at least kill the opponent when they're farming it. You know, I think that is what defines the side lane Dota right now. The side lane plays, you know, you have to control those areas. The mid section
they
is
got good vision.
The mid section is no longer as important. The mid section is important in the early stages where the rune control will matter a lot. I would say around minute 6 till
Like
15 maybe, probably, yeah, around there. Because then after that you have to get Roshan and there's how many the playbook moves towards more of the side lane.
Ooh, Lewis. Gonna get a lasso off, but the enrage came out. He already used the main enrage to try and take the Tormentor, and he is gonna go down. It comes down again to the vision, like you mentioned. The catch onto the Ursa, and now they're gonna be able to barrel up to the high ground because of that pick-off.
Yeah, that was good warding there. Very, very good presence of mind to know that the Tormentor is spawning. That's why you have to write down those things and place a ward.
Dude, okay, but like, surely at this stage in the game, if you're an Ursa trying to sneak the Tormentor, you get your Zeus to come over there bolted just to check for it, okay? Because
the Zeus is too slow, my friend.
okay. It just kind of feels so risky to do that without the knowledge that you're not being seen, right? Because if you're on that ward, they are going to catch you every single day of the week.
I understand. That is a very concern.
Yeah. And now the concern is going to be greater because Gabby has popped God Strength on your high ground, beating away into your tower. In comes JG with the card. They cancel the TP of someone who's coming in. Gabby doesn't manage to connect the harpoon on the back line. Drake able to get out of there, but they still lose T-Heat. Take down the tower, and you got a buyback on the Zeus, but Ursa still out for 15 seconds.
When you're gonna start with a Purge. Oh, the card. This is a good card. Very good card.
Echo Slam into just Kuku. I don't know about that, Ken. Gabby's gonna be able to escape with a nicely timed blink. They tried to fissure him off, but it didn't work. Aizen still on the chase. The Shard trying to block him off with the Swift Blink, giving him a lot of move speed. And they might just have to sacrifice JG's Stampede to run. He doesn't have the blink available because of that Spirit Vessel. Trying to find a fissure, blocks him off perfectly. Ken right there to deny him. And even with the Stampede, JG will not be able to run away. But most importantly, they save Gabby.
A valiant death. Lord Gabby has been saved, you know, from certain...
Yeah, saved by his steed. It's like when the Lord just gets, he's riding in on horseback and then his horse gets shot. Very sad. Many such cases in medieval times. What the hell is going on?
Yeah, they give their horses more armor.
This is what happens after you kill JG. You're like, yippee! Oh, this guy could join Cirque du Soleil. Look at that. Wait, is he throwing up a peace sign? Holy, wait. This is kind of a slay wait, why are we looking? Yo, show me Rupido, brother. There we go. Come on. His waist is kind of snatched too.
He's still holding on to the flower, the rose.
Yeah. It has not left his mouth. This man has a tight grip. He's biting onto that for dear life.
What can I say, you know? He's the ladies' man, you know?
That's true. Rolling up to them, drive by, you know, how you doing, beautiful? And the beautiful person in question is the 4th or 5th pick-off on Kuku in a row.
I thought he went to a bar. Isn't that like
what?
The video that they
the clip.
introduced the show? He was in a bar picking up girls. I thought that was the introduction video for Pango. Yeah.
No, literally, what the hell are you talking about? They did like a joint intro between Pango and Dark Willow.
Okay, fine. Back to the
Back
game.
here. Yeah, Roshan dropping low. Gabby coming in for the steal. He manages to get the Roche kill, but the Age is still snatched by Aizen. It's a 1v1 duel. The Yulsa by the time in the Enrage. Gabby's BKB. He needs to be careful, but that's what the card is for. Disruption. Drake manages to bail out his carry, but I don't think it's going to be enough. The first life lost. Gabby's starting to be controlled, though. They need a secondary save. And the snowball there to help him out. Ball on ball action and the blink away. Gabby manages to escape again, but that means Aizen can control this fight. The stuns are there from Ken, and even though Bat Rider is able to take down the Shadow Demon, it's not enough. Great snatch there from Aizen to grab that Aegis even under pressure, and they're able to come out on top in this fight.
We have a game back on our hands, boys.
Oh, we do. We absolutely do. But JG had to buy back in that fight as well. That's a dieback for the Centaur War Runner.
Yeah, you're starting to see the effects of the bat. You know, the bat is getting stronger and stronger. Sure, maybe the Sven is kind of starting to power down a little bit with the BKB charges going as low as 6 seconds right now. But the bat is kind of starting to hurt in the team fights with his right click.
Yeah.
He's about to hit level 20. Level 20 is a huge spike. You get the extra 4 seconds of smoldering resin.
Yeah, kind of, you know, when you're usually playing bad and maybe you're playing support or something, it's like such an inconsequential talent. You're not even really thinking about it. But on a core bat, I mean, for those of you who don't know, it's the Bat Rider innate, and he deals a debuff that does 20% of his attack damage every second. So it's like a damage over time type thing. It can really start to stack up. See just how much work he can do into the Ursa though, who I want to say is reaching his critical mass, finishing up that BKB very soon. So even though his Aegis did get expended in that fight, he's gonna have a very strong
The thing with the Ursa is like in the team fights, if he doesn't find the bat, he's gonna get, never mind, you're gonna jump on the Ursa, is he gonna just get blown up?
Beautiful disruption. Again, Drake always there with the save. Aizen, he does get blown up though. This time round, Kukuys were able to set up and pull in Rupido for his death. 3 members fall without any response, and it might be a 4th. We were talking about a game on our hands. Gabby's in the cart. Gabby has a triple kill, and they've just wiped out 4.
Yep, never mind what I said about we are back in the game. We are not back.
What the hell even happened there? Like,
They were not supposed
Ivory
to
were,
hit the tower, I think. Because
this keeps...
the Ursa has no BKB. Like, he can't hit the tower. Like, even with BKB, you get lassoed, you're gonna die from full to 0. I mean, maybe he can get out of the lasso with the Aghanim, but it's still... Like, he literally just got blown up from almost full to 0. Like, when he got the disruption off, the Ursa was like, I don't know, like 20% health remaining, and he couldn't really fight.
Yeah, he didn't really have a lot.
I mean,
that's crazy.
It's tough, you know. Like you have to be so careful with all these Yules around. You know, the Enrage doesn't actually save you.
Yeah, it doesn't really feel that way anymore.
Yeah, not to mention they actually had the off hit there. You know, that's why he couldn't pop his Enrage. He definitely needs the BKB. DG actually has off hit.
Damn. Okay. I mean, that's a really clutch pickup then. That changes everything, right? He probably was quite confused why he couldn't get that off. Punch up, few swipes. Teehee is done.
Right.
Buyback available though.
There was a Dwarf over there a couple of moments ago.
Yeah, I don't know where he went though. Rolling Thunder coming in, trying to buy time. Zeus gonna buy back. Stampede trying to get them out of here, but a beautiful Rolling Thunder, and there's the Echo Slam onto 2, cleaning up the back lines. The supports are out, and Gabby's in trouble. Maybe we still have a game on our hands. Gabby trying to escape, trying to pop the God Strength, but for what?
We back.
We are back. We're back. Ivory believers rise up. No doubt ever that they were gonna be able to come back in this game number 2. What an amazing performance.
How much copium do you have?
What the hell is happening this game, Winter? Like, why are they just... What is it? Is it now that the Sven shouldn't have been hitting high ground? Why did they end up in that situation?
They jumped and they killed the Zeus and they needed to just reset because he didn't have BKB after.
I mean, props to Rupido, right? That was an amazing Rolling Thunder to lock up the 4 heroes even within the Stampede. They were getting bashed up by the shield crash. They were being bounced around, like, just great plays overall. And that has now opened up the mid lane for Aizen to now actually be allowed to hit this tier 3 tower.
It's just a lot of like back and forth because you don't understand how far you can go. I think it's really difficult to identify sometimes when you kill a hero but you still have to back off because you don't have your weapons ready. You know, you need to reset, wait for your spells.
Yeah, reload.
and just go. You can't just, because you have, we have 5 against 4, why are we running, you know? Like, I think that's a very common misconception that numbers equal goal, you know?
Yeah. And the numbers don't really mean anything
It's
if your
tough
items
to
and spells aren't
identify
ready.
that, you know? That's why you see, like, it's easy to call it out when you're watching in the heat of the moment, you just killed somebody. And you're not thinking of that.
Lasso, silence, holding him in place. Kuku just
he
draining
didn't
away,
get it
but there's
on
an
time.
enrage. Still locking him up though. He should have an Earth Shock to get out of here. Rolling Thunder coming in, Stampede as a response. Drink blinking over to the other side. JG now in trouble, but still has that max move speed. Lewis looking for a target. They've already used most of their initial bits of catch. Drake just hiding in the tree line. He's not gonna get spotted. Are you serious? Drake, he still has an Aeon Disc to work with, but probably a sacrifice to be made. Ivory able to disengage from that situation.
Yeah, it was a close one. It was close to being a disaster there, but they only lose the SD. They're happy.
I mean, that was like just about everything, right? From the side of Kukuys. They used the lasso, they used jump forward punch, they used the jump forward stampede.
They were actually off with the Orchid timing there. That's why he could.
Yeah.
He actually didn't have BKB in the initial jump, you know, so he couldn't break out of the lasso plus Orchid.
We talked about both these teams locking in because this very much is Ivory's last chance at surviving here at DreamLeague, but it's been a bit of a messier game number 2 affair. Kuku frontlining and hitting the tower. Needs to get in the cart and get the hell out of here.
That is so hilarious.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you, Winter. I don't know who even has this game. I feel like this could be anyone's game because they've just taken turns to take such weird and strange fights.
I think whoever has the more discipline is going to win the important fights right now. Like, you just have to identify, you have to back off after a kill. Because Sven and Ursa, I think they're quite similar in nature, where once you get one kill, your overpower is on cooldown or your enrage is on cooldown. You have to just sit back, hang back a little bit, wait for it to come off cooldown. I mean, you have Aghanims on the Ursa, you know, so the cooldown is not that long, it's 18 seconds. Wait, and once you have it again, then you jump back in. I think these are things that usually only the really good teams are capable of doing. And right now they have to figure it out, you know, Ivory and both Kukuys, they kind of have to realize that, alright, we blow our spells on one target, we have to go back, we have to reset, we have to wait until our spells are back up again. We can't just keep chasing. Oh no, the Godfather!
The game, Echo Slam only onto Godfather, but they don't even get him! The stun is there from DJ, Rolling Thunder coming through, they want to eliminate the partner, but he goes, and he gets into the car, save the Godfather, they got him out! Lewis still on the sidelines looking for an angle, disruption to save for now, but the SD, he's in big trouble. Eisen popping that Aeon Disc, but Shadow Demon's already gone. He doesn't have a buyback, the trade out is JG, I'm not sure whether that's worth it. Meanwhile, on the mid lane somehow, it got all the way there because Rupido was escaping, but they found the Pangolier. 2-for-1 exchange for now, but now Kuku's left high and dry. Gonna get stunned up by the Nimbus and finished off by Ken. They need to escape because they're worried that Kukuys are on the chase. They get back to defending. It's a 3v3.
That was an even trade. Off-lane support for off-lane support, but on the other hand, the Helm Creep was pushing the bot lane all the way, so they're gonna lose. It'll be close, you know. Maybe not the range.
Damn. Okay.
It's gonna
Like
be
one last hit, I think.
They're gonna see it. There's a creep there. Right, Gabby has butterfly advantage, the evasion advantage right now. Ursa has to. He is not getting an exchange.
Oh dear, they baited him in with the creep! Oh, he thought he was just getting a nice bit of extra gold. Finds both cores running right at him. Not the play you wanted to make there. The Echo Slam onto Lewis, though the card is not in time. JG couldn't save his ally, even with the buyback. What a messy game here, just when it looked like Ivory had lost it all. Here comes Gabby, looking to swipe down, but he can't get the connection. Ken getting the refresher, getting the BKB, a second slam out onto DJ. The Tusk in some trouble, but able to get the snowball out, but they killed off Gabby. Rupido in with the roll again, finishes the job, and now DJ has to try and TP away. No bash, he's fine.
Oh boy.
Tusk surviving. What the hell is even... I mean, you got a buyback on both your carries. But that looked like the game ender. They got a free pick-off on the Ursa, but they just lose hero after hero. Gabby tries to commit in for the supports. He can't find any of them. And because of that, the Sven is out of commission. They just loop around him and take down his supporting cast members.
Yeah, I mean, they revert back to the same issues that caused them the last couple of fights, right? They kill one hero and they don't really back off and regroup and sit together and wait for their cooldown thing, right? The moment they start splitting up, because the Sven was like so far away from his team, right? He went forward to engage and his team was like getting, I think, blocked off by the Pangolins roll and they couldn't move forward with him and the formation kind of broke, right? And the team fights is all about maintaining formation. If you can't keep your formation, you are going to get picked off left, right and center.
It's been a bit difficult with all the chaos happening on the map. I mean, in that previous fight, we saw the Pango surrounded by 3 heroes in the mid lane. Meanwhile, Kuku duking it up all the way in the top. It's been split, it's been messy. Now it's a Roche for Ivory. Able to secure this and maybe just give Aegis over to the Ursa.
Who's going to get it?
They actually give the Aegis to Rupido because he bought back.
Okay.
So, I mean, I guess their thought is that Ursa has buyback, so we're not too worried about him. But if we lose Rupido for good, then we're in big trouble without the Rolling Thunder. I mean, I can kind of understand that.
Are really going to be so hard right now with the Earthshaker being level 25 and then the Rolling Thunder, like you said. And then there's a Zeus on top of it with the Aghanims, like cancelling daggers, the Wrath of God, giving vision. I think once the Zeus gets the refresher, I think that's it. You know, the team fights are just going to be way too difficult for Kukuys.
Still a bit longer until he gets there, and I think our observer Eric was trying to point out that the Earthshaker actually went for the left talent, so the Enchant Totem cooldown over the Echo Slam cooldown. Maybe just thinking, I have a refresher in the fight, I'm always going to have it up anyway, so it's not a big deal. I want to keep the chain stuns going throughout these longer fights.
Yeah, you saw it come to play, right? As he had the shorter cooldown, he was able to lock down. Like, he started his combo with Enchant, Fissure, Echo, and then he had Enchant back up again because of the talent.
Octarine Core playing a part in that as well. Commenter goes over to Gabby.
You're gonna be perma-stunned on the Sven.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to navigate. You might have the evasion bonus and advantage, but it doesn't really matter if you can't swing your sword. Smoke out from Ivory, trying to find someone in the triangle, but the entire lineup of Kukuys is plastered around Kuku himself in the bot lane. Thunder God's Wrath gonna spot out all of them. The immediate smoke away. They know they need to hide, and they can't afford to be seen here.
You can't run from heaven.
Yeah, that is in fact the voice line that he says.
Well, this is going to be a crucial one. They're going to be smoking. They're going to be looking for a pick off here. It's under a ward. So it's under a ward.
Uh-oh. They see him. This could be trouble. How do they start the fight though? Rupido jumping forward. The instant elimination. He has a buyback. Rupido caught in a bad spot right now. They have to buy back. Echo Slam onto Gabby. Someone bail him out. The second Echo Slam. Gabby goes down as well. He doesn't have a buyback. JG with the Stampede came out too late. There was no card. There was no decrep. There was no snowball. And with the nullifier, Kuku to fall as well. It was supposed to go so much better for Kukuys. They had the vision advantage, but still, with the buyback of the Ursa, they pay big time.
Yeah, they just backed out too late. You know, they killed him, but they didn't run away immediately. They were still trying to look at whether they can kill another hero. I think that's like, again, their downfall, you know, the last couple of team fights and the last team fight. They still didn't realize that they have to just run away after getting the singular kill.
I mean, Winter, at this point, you've just been talking about that non-stop, but when are these teams, when is Kukuys going to learn that they need to dip in and out? It's been so hard for them so far. I feel like we've seen this game swing back and forth, and now Ivory, they're on the brink of pushing this to a game number 3.
This could be a point of no return of Team Kukuys. I mean, if they realize the Sven doesn't have buyback, they could just straight up go Throne. 40 seconds.
Shark trying to buy the time. The banner is placed quite far away, so the creep wave being dragged in here.
Okay, maybe not the Throne. Let me get at least a jump. DJ.
Nimbus, double Nimbus. DJ doesn't stand a chance, couldn't even pop the BKB, but on the bright side, he does have buyback.
This is just so annoying right now in the team fights with the refresher.
Yeah, the scaling on both the supports on Ivory is just starting to pay off, right? The Shadow Demon later and later into the game. All these items play such a big part, and T-He with the refresher. The double Nimbus, basically, if he chains it up properly, you're just going to be stunned there for such a long setup time. It allows Ken to come in and finish the job. Oh, they spot out Lewis. This is trouble. Bad Rider Gonna get found. Thunder Gods into the immediate Echo Slam. Doesn't matter that there's no one around him. It's more than enough burst. Lewis goes down. He does have buyback. But all these things, they're starting to put a major dent and amount to a lead that Ivory have of 9k.
Yeah, I think this is in fact the point of no return anymore, I'm afraid. This is getting way too difficult in the team fights. With the Earthshaker, with the Zeus giving vision, and then we have the roll, the Ursa's just gonna shred. Like basically one Wrath, the Ursa's gonna insta-hit one hero, the Earthshaker's gonna insta-hit one hero, then the Tango's like rolling in the middle, rolling.
Tango is dying right now though. First life on the Aegis gone. They're trying to escape on Gabby. Looks like they're able to get that one for free. He needs to TP out post-haste. Kuku able to escape.
Have they figured it
Everyone
out,
escapes.
Mike? They need to dip and run away after one kill and reset.
Ooh. The scan actually connects onto the Sven. They thought he was in the tree line, but he's already made his way through the twin gates. So close to catching out the Sven. He doesn't have buyback. He still doesn't have buyback. He's just kind of full committed into purchasing his items here.
There is still time for him to farm it. Yeah, but it seems like they have figured it out. One kill and run. Reset.
Yeah, one kill and run. I mean, the evasion advantage didn't really seem to help the Sven very much. It's not the Ursa hits that he's dying to. He's just being chain stunned,
yeah,
right?
he's not dying to the Ursa hits. He's just dying to the spells. You know, once his BKB runs out, the Zeus is killing him. The SD stacking poisons on him. You know, everything else is just ripping him apart. Yeah. The Ursa seems to be the least of his concerns.
So we talk a little like we're already saying that with the way that Ivory currently are in terms of power level, it's feeling impossible for Kukuys to try and come back here. It's feeling like it's gonna be a game number 3 for sure. But what do they need to do? Like, who is the target they need to eliminate on Ivory to stand a chance in these fights?
Shadow Demon and Zeus, the two bad
Okay.
liners. The Bad Rider has to find them. They have Stampede. Just run in, kill those two annoying buggers behind.
Oh, the Bat Rider. I mean, you talk about Lewis. I haven't even seen him or really felt the impact of this Bat Rider in a hot minute here. It's been such a hard game for him.
Still hiding in his cave.
Really. Smoke move up. It's gonna break onto Ken. 3 heroes right around the corner. Thunder God's Wrath gonna give them the vision. The instant Echo Slam onto Kuku. Aeon Disc playing its part though. DJ on the front lines with its own BKB, but they're kiting out the Sven to the side. Rupido just hasn't control.
They found the Shaker.
The fight is split out awkwardly. They found the Shaker, but the disruption is there. You're not going on the backliners. Drake is just able to cast disruption after disruption and bail his team out of this tough spot. Fight's not over yet. They found Rupido on the sideline. Gabby with the damage, finally popping the BKB. JG as well, but Ken able to eliminate Lewis on the back line. Buyback there immediately. Pango wants to come back in. They smell the game in front of them. They think they can end it. The shots to keep Aizen away. Drake trying to hunt for somebody. Ken able to jump away. Oh, this is tense. You got to buy back on Lewis. You might just have to pop it here. This could be the end of the game if you're not too careful. God's Strength has just expired, and you need a little bit more gas in the tank. It has to be the Bat Rider who steps up. But how can he possibly do enough damage?
I think you were right on the money there. He needed to lasso the SD there, not the Earthshaker.
I mean, he didn't even kill the Earthshaker. Jumping forward now, DJ in the car. DJ is safe. Echo Slam whiffs. But does it even really matter? You still only have 3 heroes. You don't have the damage to kill them. Ivory just allowing Aizen to finally hit these buildings. God Strength up in 30 seconds. Is that enough time? You still have a lane of racks in the bot, so it won't be mega creeps. It doesn't seem like Ivory are comfortable fully committing for the throne either. Kukuys live to see perhaps one final fight here. It feels like borrowed time right now. DJ, the punch in, the instant BKB jumping forward. Aizen just dies?
Holy, that was damage.
What the hell killed him? They're jumping forward now. They're looking at Drake. He's just TPing in front of their face. Okay.
How did
that's
he
certainly a way to get out.
just
How did he die? Show me the death recap right now. Like, how did he actually... Did he not pop Enrage or anything? I mean, I see an Orchid that came out. That must have denied him, but... He just melted.
Wait, it was just 700 damage from Sven. It's mainly... The Tusk did more damage than him.
What the hell? DJ popping off, I guess. Go off, King.
The Centaur did 1.6k damage.
Yeah, that's crazy. He just disappeared.
Just the
I mean,
spells.
really goes to show when you're not popping your BKB in time and you get silenced. The Orchid really proving its worth. Bit of a weird item pickup for the Tusk, but in this game it absolutely makes sense.
Oh, is
And
the
back and forth we go. We thought it was the point of no return. And look, guess who's returning? It's Kuku on your high ground again with the partner.
return of the Godfather? He's back.
The return of he's back. Godfather 2. In comes Gabby. Starting to swipe away. Tiki able to escape again. Echo slam onto Gabby.
save.
Gabby saved by the snowball. That's huge. You need the car to get him out. Get him in the car. Gabby. He's able to lifesteal out because of the satanic. And you pull him in even with your BKB. You buy back on Ken now. Refresh onto Tiki. Looks like DJ has to pay the price. Made a great play to save his ally. But it's not done just yet. A disruption on the backline. Gabby being slowed down by the Enchant Totem. The Fissure as well. Buyback on the task. They want to try and end this game. Lewis there with a lasso onto Ken, but they can't finish the job. He's able to jump away and they kill off Gabby. Kuku still on the front lines, bossing up as the partner standing in front and dealing the damage. It's JG low now. He needs to find a card out of here, but there's no one to save him. He's fine though. He jumps back in. He's looking at Ken and Ken goes down to DJ with the blink forward. The buyback is there. Are you serious, Ivory? They're on the brink of losing it right now. They are about to lose their last shot in this back and forth game, and Kuku is the one to do it to him. Not even the Aeon Disc pop on the backline controlling out Drake. Is this really how they get bailed out? Aizen trying to jump forward, trying to finish off Kuku, but the Aeon Disc procs off. And this is trouble. It's a 2v5. You got the outward snap. You're hoping to go to another planet, another world where you didn't throw quite as much, another world where you're still in the qualifiers. But with Aizen popping the BKB and it running out, Gary's gonna come in for the swings. The Ursa will survive, but good game is called. And Ivory will get eliminated at the hands of Kukuys. What a stupid ass game.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SCA Dota. Right there, this game. The whole game, you have no idea who's gonna win. You have no idea who's gonna throw more. It's about just clicking your buttons better. Who can mash the buttons at the right time, save a teammate, get a big spell off. And it was a fun game to watch, but not so much